Now, there's one thing that we can all say is that high school is definitely something to be remembered. It could be miserable for some people and it can be great for some others. Some people deal with some really annoying issues. Puberty is a thing. Bullying is there as well. But today we're going to be talking about an anime where pretty much you gotta do good or else you ain't gonna live in this high school. And we're going to tell you more about it. How's it going, everybody? I'm Chris.
And I'm Christina, and welcome to Average Anime Reviews, where you get to see me and Chris review some of our favorite animes that we have watched in the previous season.
Now, before you watch this review, just to make sure that you know
that there may be spoilers in this review, so please take some precaution.
And this week's anime we're going to be talking about and reviewing is an anime that's pretty much one of the most savage high schools in anime. And that is, and I apologize because I'm going to have to look at my phone for this one because it's a long name. And that is Youkoso Jitsuryoku. God damn it. Youkoso Jitsuryoku shoot. I'm gonna add all this. Youkoso Jitsuryoku Shijou Shugi no Kyoushitsu.
Yeah.
And in English is
Classroom of the Elite. And what this anime is all about, it involves a high school student known as Ayano Koji, who's starting out his first year in high school. And this high school, well, this is not like your average high school that you would see every day, especially the one we're living in. From there, his adventures begin in high school when he started to collaborate and make friends with some of his other classmates. Now with this high school, it's a very interesting high school, but it's not your average or ordinary high school that we would see every day. This high school was able to give all their students free money, which is really nice, but then after a month or so, unfortunately, it turns out that spending all of that money all at once during that month was a very bad idea. In this high school, they reward you with points, where you get to do good deeds for your class or for others, whether it's getting good grades or even helping each other out. However, the students get to lose points if they don't do good anything at all, which really sucks, because they're going to be broke for a while if that happens. So if the students don't save up their points, then they're pretty much screwed for the rest of the year, or for the time being, until they can gain points once again. Now, throughout the anime, a lot of these episodes are really quite interesting. One thing's for sure, they introduce some of the other characters from Class 1D. And Class 1D is also known in this high school to contain some of the most inferior students. Unfortunately, not the strongest or even the smartest students of the whole school. Throughout the series, the students are trying to gain points, however and how much they can. Now, what to expect in this anime? Well, expect a lot of problem solving, especially when there's mysteries going around this high school. Plus, you get to see some of the other classes, like from classes A to C, which these classes are known to be one of the more smarter, strongest classes. And lastly, expect a lot of competitions between those four classes, as well as the survival of the fittest, which has really been heavily touched upon within the series. And you guys get to see what I mean when you watch it till the end of the series. Now overall, what do I think? This is definitely one of the most interesting yet the most savage animes that I've ever seen. Yes, it is filled full of mystery, and even though it does take place in high school, there's a really dark sense to it. And it's really mean because I feel like everyone is basically a bully and trying to fend off from themselves. Now even though they're collaborating with each other to make sure they're moving on top, towards Class A, there is still quite a lot to deal with as individuals. Now, there are also some issues that we have with this anime, and Chris will be telling you more about it near the end.
So in this anime, there are many characters that are introduced, a lot from the other classes from A to C, but we're going to be mainly talking about the ones that are in Class D. And we're going to start with Ayano Koji. Now, Ayano Koji, he's very monotone. He's a very chill character. He pretty much tells what it is and straight up how somebody's feeling, especially to another character that I will be talking about. He keeps his thoughts to himself, and his thoughts are pretty mean towards other people because they're more real and probably would hurt if he actually told them. Now, you don't really see his purpose of why he goes into this school, but you learn a little bit more about it near the end of the series, and I highly recommend that you watch it till the very end. Overall, with him, he's just very weird because it feels like he's just doing it just because he can, and he'll just get away with just a bare minimum, but it feels like there's something up with him, and you just wonder what it is exactly. He's a character that's definitely full of wonders. I wish he could have collaborated a little bit more, actually show some emotion. He does kind of, but not a whole lot. He always has that same like straight face throughout the entire series. But what's surprising is that he's really smart and he really knows what to do in a specific situation. It seems that he hides all these talents that he has and just waits until he can surprise people with them. And it's actually pretty cool when he does. But I wish he could have shown it a little bit more. And with him, I still wonder what his true intentions are. We do get a little snippet of it, but I really want to know more about it. And hopefully in the next season, if they do make one, they explain it a little bit more. Because he's definitely a very interesting and odd character. Now the next character that goes along with Ayano Koji is Horitika. Now with her, she's a very smart student. For some reason, she ends up in Class D. For reasons you'll understand why later when you watch the series. Like I said, she's very smart. She knows what to do in a situation, but she comes to Ayano Koji for help in some situations because with her, she likes to be alone a lot and she tries to be standoffish as much as she can because, well, she's not really the friendliest person because just like Ayano Koji, she's straight up and tell you the hard truth. She wants to go to Class A, but for specific reasons. The chemistry between Ayano Koji and Horitika, well, they're like pretty much the same character, just their personalities and just telling it what it is. But they both realize that they can't survive in this school if they don't work together and work with the other people in their class. Now there are other characters in this anime that do play a part throughout the series. There are the other classmates like Kushida, who has a subplot that they didn't really go anywhere with, and that's one of the issues that I had with the anime. As well as you have the teacher, who's very interesting, and I feel like we should have learned a little bit more about her. And the other characters, they do have their part in the series, and they tell a little bit more about them, so I'm fine with that. Now overall, what do we think about it? Well, we actually really enjoyed it. It's definitely one of those savage high schools that you never think would exist, but it does. And it's, goddamn, if this was in real life, survival of the fittest, really. Because it just really shows what people will do just to gain points and try to survive this high school. Surviving high school, it may be difficult for some people, but this high school is definitely different from other high schools. Especially when they're giving you free points, but those points you need to actually use them to survive. You need to eat something. If you spend it on luxuries like gaming or just whatever, you're pretty much screwed. You're gonna have to go in a donation bin that you see in the anime in the beginning for those who actually waste their points. And you can see how they react in the beginning when they realize, oh wait, I need to save these points? And they're all struggling and I'm like, god damn, sucks to be them. Because at a young age, we don't really know what to do with money. We just spend it like as it is and just buy all these frivolous things and just pointless things that we don't even need. This anime pretty much teaches high school students not to spend their money because you never know what might happen. And learn the value of $1. You definitely learn about money in this because the way that they use the money in some episodes to get away with things is actually pretty interesting, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was a thing, people would do that. The main issue that we had with it is that there are these other classes that they feature from Class A to C. We do learn about some of the characters, but I feel like we should learn more about the class itself. There's all these interesting characters in the other classes that you don't really get information from. As well, another issue is that the series is too short. I was just waiting to see what will happen next. Definitely they change it up throughout the series. There's one where they're solving a mystery, another one where they're dealing justice, and another one that's survival of the fittest. But I felt like they could have done more interesting things. If only they made the series longer, it would have been more fun and entertaining to watch. But again, if they do make a season 2, I'm willing to wait. As well, another issue that I had with it is the subplot with Kushida. It didn't really go anywhere. Unless they're planning on doing something with it in another season, they didn't really do much with it. It was an interesting plot because I felt like Ayano Koji could have done something really interesting with it. And what I would have liked as well to learn about is just the school itself. You learn about this point system, but you don't really learn more about the faculty or just the people behind this school. But overall, we still enjoyed it. It's definitely a fun watch, and we'll definitely be watching season 2 if they do make one. So overall, what do you rate the anime?
Well, this is definitely not your typical high school. It is very interesting. However, they're missing a lot more information, but I'm willing to wait for season 2. So overall, I guess I had to give it between a 6.5 to a 7.
Now for me, it's different. It does lack information, but I still really enjoyed it. Them just solving mysteries and dealing justice and the survival of the fittest near the end was just entertaining overall, and I really enjoyed it. And I would have to give it an 8.5.
And overall, everyone, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.
Now overall, what did you guys think? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys think it was missing something in it? Did you think it is one of the most savage high schools there is in anime? Feel free to leave what you thought about the anime in the comments down below. And if you want to leave a recommendation of what should we watch next, feel free to leave a recommendation down below.
Plus, if you guys really enjoyed this anime review, give it a thumbs up. Plus, if you guys really want to learn more about the anime itself and more about the main characters, I'll be sure to leave the links down below, as well as a written anime review written by me.
Now, if you want to watch the anime for yourself, we'll definitely find some links down below for you guys to check it out, because it's definitely a very interesting anime to check out.
And overall, everyone, that's pretty much it. Thank you again so much for watching, and we hope to see you next time at the next Average Anime Review. Take care! Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you really enjoyed this week's Average Anime Review, give it a thumbs up. And plus, if you're new to the channel and want to see more of our stuff every week, well, make sure to subscribe because we do this frequently. Plus, if you want to see our previous works of our Average Anime Review, we'll leave our links down below, as well as our social media accounts in case if you guys want to follow back. Once again, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you next time at the next Average Anime Review. Take care!